Hey guys, welcome to another episode of The Completionist. Wait a second, Derek, it's May. What in the hell are you doing making videos? Don't you usually wait until August to make videos since you're working away from home? Yeah, under normal circumstances I would. But one of the reasons why you're seeing a YouTube video from me now is unfortunately back in the first week of May. I was one of the over 80,000 people that was affected by the wildfires in northern Alberta in Fort McMurray. And that was quite an experience to go through because I was pretty much smack dab in the middle of it. And unfortunately, right now the people are still not allowed back into town, even though there's no immediate danger to the town right now. But the wildfire is still really out of control, even though it's really east of the city where I was evacuated from. So I had to spend about a couple of days to a week just like floating around different areas in Alberta. And on May the 11th, I finally got permission from my employer to head home until things get back to normal. So obviously, you know, I guess for all of us, you know, I guess we got to try. We have to survive at least one natural disaster in our lifetime. But you know, thankfully, I'm safe, and I'm just thankful to be home, even though it's completely out of my control over what happened. So anyway, guys, I've been home for roughly around 2 weeks now. You know, I just wanted to take some downtime. You know, just appreciate being home, because I'm home a lot earlier than what I normally am, because I usually get home for 3 weeks around August. And even to this day, I still have no idea when I'm going to be called back to work. So I might as well take advantage of the time that I'm home and actually get some YouTube videos made for my channel. So anyway, guys, the first video that you're going to get from me while I'm home is normally a series that I do in August, and it's kind of fitting that I'm doing this video now because my really good longtime friend on YouTube, Magus, has made a really excellent video just talking about, you know, like the importance of small channels, because, you know, for a lot of us, you know, we don't really have the resources, nor do we have the time, you know, to really dedicate ourselves towards YouTube and things along those lines. And he made a really good point about how we as a community, you know, we really need to look after each other, and, you know, just to make sure, you know, we help each other grow, because, you know, thankfully for a lot of the smaller channels, you know, we believe in keeping the hobby simple. You know, we never expect to be big or anything along those lines. We just want to share our gaming interests with everyone else. And I thought now would be a good time to do this kind of video, because the series that I've been doing over the last couple of years is once a year. I take 5 channels that are less than 1,000 subscribers, and I try to help them get to that mark. Because I think for a lot of people, you know, who just treat YouTube as a simple hobby, and, you know, obviously, you know, it can be a bit of a juggle fest, because, you know, not only do you have YouTube, but you have your gaming hobby, you also have your responsibilities as an adult. A lot of us work full-time jobs, a lot of us have families, a lot of us, you know, have significant others, and like sometimes, you know, it can be quite hard, you know, to find a perfect balance for all that. You know, I always mention to a lot of my friends that, you know, the greatest accomplishment that any gamer could ever hope to achieve is knowing the perfect balance between their gaming life and their real life responsibilities. So guys, for this video, what I wanted to do is the same thing that I do over the last couple of years, is that I'm going to talk in great detail about 5 channels who have less than 1,000 subscribers, and I try to help them get to that point. And just a forewarning, guys, and like, you know, I feel bad for always repeating myself, you know, when it comes to making videos like this, but even though I'm a small channel, I only have a little over 1,200 subscribers, getting a shout out for me is not going to magically get you to the 1,000 subscriber mark, but you know, if I can at least get a few new subscribers to your channel, then like I consider a video like this successful, because you don't see that many shout out videos, you know, on YouTube anymore. But you know, they're starting to make a comeback, especially with the smaller channels, because usually because there is a lot of great content out there, especially with channels who are under, you know, 5,000 subscribers, and you know, it's really up to us to bring attention to these channels, because they do offer some of the most honest, unbiased content when it comes to video games and video game culture. So anyway, guys, let's get started. So the first channel that I'm going to mention is, you know, a really good friend of mine. You know, I've only had him on my Facebook friend list, you know, for a couple of months, and I think I've been subscribed to his channel for 6 months to a year. But I think he's really finally starting to find his stride right now. I can see him breaking 1,000 subscribers, especially in the next year or two. And the thing is that he does cover a lot of different content, but I think what he's really excelling at is his review style. You know, he's really starting to develop some really excellent editing skills, and like, when it comes to his reviews, they're edited incredibly well, and he actually goes into great detail about a lot of the games that he reviews, and he actually does it incredibly well. He is also one of the biggest fans I know of a very obscure series that is surprisingly has been getting a few games as of late. And that series is the Shantae series. And when you do check this guy's channel out, I highly recommend you watch his review series on all the Shantae games that they've released so far, because I do consider it some of his best content. And that channel's name is The Game Grinder. And he goes by the name Church, but you know, I know his real name, which is Josh. And he really offers some really excellent content, because I really think his review style is what he's going to really excel at. But you know, he does, you know, unboxings, and he does video responses and things along those lines, and he's very respectful when it comes to like listening to other people's opinions. You know, he will respond to your comments, and he's just very thoughtful and very dedicated, you know, about what he loves. And I think as long as he keeps that approach and he keeps improving upon his review style, because it is getting better and better with each and every episode, I can see him growing really fast in a short amount of time. I think right now, I think he's close to 400 subscribers right now. So I sincerely hope you check him out. So before I move on to the second channel, guys, all the channels that I'm going to mention, I'll put links to their channels there in the description box. So if you want to check out these channels, you are more than welcome to. All right. So anyway, guys, the second channel I'm going to shout out is a channel I've been subscribed to, you know, I think about, you know, 6 months to a year, and I really respect this guy, especially for having to make some very difficult decisions in the past. And I think it's a very important lesson I think we can all learn, especially, you know, as adults. And I think one of the harshest lessons we can learn is that life can be unpredictable, and you don't know when certain situations are going to come up which may leave you strapped for cash, and you might have to make some really difficult decisions to end up to keep your head above water. And just recently, this guy has had to do that. You know, this guy has had to recently sell a lot of his video game collection to help pay for some bills. And trust me, I understand where he's coming from, because within the last year or two, you know, for some of my closest friends, you know, I've been selling some of my video games. mainly my 8 to 16-bit stuff, because I've just decided that I think emulation is the way to go, because the majority of the games that I do buy are online, and I just don't trust buying online anymore, especially with how many fakes and counterfeits there are. So I decided that all my 8 to 16-bit games should go to my friends for bro prices, but for people who are going to play and who are going to really enjoy them. So he recently had to sell a good part of his video game collection, to pay for bills and to look after specific finances. And as tough as a decision that may be for him, I respect him for it. And he's still an avid gamer. He's just modified his collection goals a bit. He's on the hunt for a full PS1 PlayStation collection, and I think that's incredibly admirable, because the PS1 has one of the largest gaming libraries out there, and he has quite a task for himself, but he's basically looking down and charging ahead, and I sincerely hope he does it in the next couple of years. And that channel's name is Sprite Lovers. And Nate does a lot of pickup videos as well, and I really enjoy his videos, because even though going after a full PS1 collection, you're going to have to go through a lot of garbage titles, but throughout his pickup videos he always ends up having a few games in which he can always associate a memory or a story with, and I really wish him nothing but the best with regards to this collection goal, and I really hope he gets it. But when you watch his channel, it's not only pickup videos that he does. Another type of video that he always does, that I always love these kind of videos, but he always does road trips with his significant other. And another channel that I've actually shouted out on this series that I'm doing, and that's Mr. Fantastic, and sometimes pretty big video game collector by the name of Grimsy42. He's usually along for the ride. So just to see all the interactions between the guys, going to the thrift stores, and going to the various video game stores just to see what he could find, and things along those lines. I think there was one episode in which they went to a game store and they actually had a complete copy of Magical Chase, but it was going for $8,500. So that's a little insane in the grand scheme of things. But he does make some really awesome content, and like I said before, I sincerely hope he reaches his goal of completing his North American PS1 game collection, because it is one of the biggest gaming libraries out there. But I think he has the strength and he has the dedication to do it, and subscribe to his channel, and I hope I be a part of his channel long enough to actually watch him reach that goal. So the third channel I'm going to shout out is probably one of the most enjoyable channels I've probably watched in the last year and a half. It kind of breaks my heart that these guys are really small. I think they're a little over 250 subscribers, because it's not just one guy. It's like 4 or 5 guys. And I'll be completely honest, I am not good at keeping up with present day gaming trends. I'm really not. It's, a lot of the games I play, are considered retro, or I am just simply way behind the times, and I just simply don't have the energy or the patience to actually keep up with present day gaming culture. And a lot of their content really focuses on new releases, or new indie titles, or things along those lines. But I think one of the biggest reasons why I love this channel is because I always find something to laugh at. It's like the chemistry that these 4 to 5 guys have is just really humorous, and I think I'm starting to come into their channel with the reputation that I'm always playfully insulting one of the guys, or shooting a joke here or there. And I have to admit, these guys have a really great sense of humor. And we're always flinging little insults back and forth, but I love those kind of interactions. I am not on very many Facebook gaming groups, but the ones that I am a part of, the biggest thing I love about all the gamers that are on these Facebook groups is that they all have a tremendous sense of humor. We can all playfully insult each other or bounce insults off each other, and nobody takes offense because we're all kind of lighthearted. We don't take things seriously, and it just makes for a really good, relaxed time, you know, between all of us. And I kind of like the fact that I kind of have this little, I wouldn't say camaraderie, but you know, just like this little playfulness with this channel. And the channel's name is the Itch Network. Now let me see if I can remember all the guys' names. You got Spencer, you have Eric, you have Sean, you have Rosie, and you have my personal favorite, JD. And I'm always poking fun at JD all the time because he is so fucking unpredictable. And it doesn't matter what video he's on because he always tries to be a fucking smartass. Because at the start of every video, the guys are always introducing themselves, but you know, JD, he's got to be the special one. He's got to be the one that's got to be different, and like he just throws something completely random. If he says his name, he always does it like JD. And other times he just throws something else. I think one of the latest videos he did, and I still laugh about it, is that, you know, Spencer introduced himself and then JD was about to introduce himself, and instead of introducing himself, he actually said, "I'm hungover." And he was actually a lot more toned down than what he usually is. And I just like the chemistry between all five guys because, you know, they do a lot of content, but it just kind of breaks my heart a little bit because they haven't grown a lot, and I just don't understand why, because I don't really have any issue with their content. You know, even though I don't consider myself a present day gamer, you know, I always try to find something to say or something to contribute to the videos that they make, because not only do they cover impressions about new games, but they always talk about which games are going to be released, you know, on that specific week. I know Spencer live streams from time to time, and they also do a podcast. Now unfortunately, I don't really listen to any gaming podcasts, and it's not really out of disrespect to like anyone who makes them. It's just my life can get really busy, and it's just really hard to just dedicate myself to actually sit down and listen to an hour long or hour and a half long podcast. I got no problems watching, you know, YouTube videos that like are anywhere from 5 to 35 minutes, but like I can't really sit down and, you know, actually listen to a podcast. But they do one as well. So these guys have been one of my favorite entertaining channels, especially over the last year, and it's because that they have tremendous chemistry with each other, and every video is going to be different because not all five guys are going to be in the same video. You know, it could be Spencer and Rosie, it could be Spencer and JD, it could be Rosie and somebody else, it could be it could be anything, and you just never know what to expect from these guys. So like I really think that these guys are just waiting for just like a couple of shoutouts, and I can really see these guys growing a lot because they do offer some really excellent content, and they offer some really excellent humor in their channel as well. So anyway, I sincerely hope you check these guys out, and I hope you enjoyed them as much as I have enjoyed them, especially over the last 12 to 18 months. So the fourth channel I'm going to shout out is a guy from the UK, and I've been subscribed to him for a while. I think at least over a year and a half, and the channel's name is CyberSnake7, and I think his subscriber count is around 780, 790 subscribers. I think one of the reasons why, you know, I really like his channel a lot is because he is a hardcore video game collector. And he has some very ambitious video game goals, but I appreciate the amount of work he puts into actually trying to obtain those goals. one of the goals he's almost reached right now is that he's almost finished off his Sega Master System collection. Now he's from the now, as I said before, he's from the UK, so I don't know if it's like the actual Sega Master System collection for the games that were released in the UK, or just all games, you know, for both North America and UK. But I think, but he's getting really close to finishing it right now, and he does a series about the games he slowly adds for that system, and I think he's getting really close to actually finishing it. So it really wouldn't surprise me if he ends up finishing off his Sega Master System collection, you know, in the next 6 months to a year. But you know, he does a lot of gaming pickup vids, but not only is his focus on the Sega Master System collection as well, but he's also collecting for the Super Nintendo as well, and he's collecting his games, you know, boxed and complete, which is a pretty lofty goal in itself. But one way or another, you know, he still manages to keep adding games to his collection, and the boxes that he gets for his games are just excellent looking. They're like incredibly pristine, and like, I appreciate the dedication he has towards his collection goals regarding other systems as well. You know, usually a lot of his videos, you know, it's usually him showcasing his collection, or, you know, some of his pickups, but you know, I find that, you know, he's great at getting his points across. He's a great conversationalist, in the sense that incredibly well spoken and a great storyteller as well, because not only does he do pickup videos and things along those lines, you know, he also talks about, you know, some little gaming conventions he goes to, and, you know, some of the little events that he does. I think there was one video I was watching. You know, he got a little too drunk with a bunch of gamer guys, and that was quite an interesting little story. But he does offer some like really interesting content, and I think his dedication towards his collection goals is one of the reasons why his channel is really enjoyable, and I think he's going to have his Master System collection finished in the next 6 months to a year. So I can't wait to see that happen. So if you want to see a guy that has some true dedication towards some very hard video game collecting goals, I highly recommend you check him out. And for the last channel I want to talk about, guys. It's a relatively new channel I've been subscribed to, and I think one of the biggest reasons why I like this channel so much is because I'm always finding something new to like about this person. Because it's not only about his gaming interests, but it's also about his outside interests as well. You know, it was just recently I found out that he loves a 90s cartoon that I absolutely loved as a kid, that I can't seem to find a lot of people that actually watch it or even enjoy it, and that cartoon is Botsmaster. And I remember watching Botsmaster in the early to mid 1990s, and I just absolutely loved that cartoon, you know, Zip Zoolander and his boys. And I just love that cartoon, you know, especially for the non-stop action, and it just had a really incredible, awesome soundtrack. And he actually made reference to that cartoon on one of the Facebook groups I was on. And I said to him, man, you're like the coolest person I know, because there's not a lot of people that know about that cartoon, and I'm just happy you enjoyed it as much as I do. But the channel's name is Power Metal Gamer, and I think if you look at him, because even when I started watching him, I kept thinking to myself, man, that is one scary looking mofo. I would never want to be on this guy's bad side, but you know, watching his content, he's just an incredibly awesome person, incredibly friendly. You know, I always make the joke that he's a bit of a vampire, because he's always staying up all night, and he usually goes to bed, you know, like the moment the sun comes up. But he makes some really awesome content, and he's relatively new on YouTube, but his wide array of content just has no limits, because you know, he does video responses, he does game reviews, he has an excellent sense of humor. He does alcohol reviews, he does unboxings. He talks about toys, he talks about games. He's an avid lover of movies. He enjoys the 80s action movie genre as much as I do. And like, one of the reasons why I really love this guy's channel is because I do have a lot of my personal tastes are the same as his personal tastes, and I find that we can always have something different to talk to. We don't necessarily have the same gaming tastes per se, and obviously with the name Power Metal Gamer, he likes metal music, and I'm not a metal fan at all. But in the end, that's just personal taste. That's all that is. But he makes some really excellent content, and I can see him getting a nice few subscribers in just a short period of time. He just makes some incredibly solid content, and it's always enjoyable. And I think he's starting to get into live streaming now. And I actually sat in one of his live streams for about 20 minutes, and that was really an enjoyable experience. So if you want a hodgepodge of everything with regards to gaming and nerd culture, I highly recommend you check that channel out. So anyway, guys, those are 5 channels that deserve 1,000 subscribers. So, and let me just say, guys, getting a shout out from me, as I said before, it's probably not going to get you to that 1,000 subscriber benchmark, but if I can bring a few new people to your channel, then my job is accomplished. And this is a series that I'm always going to do once a year, because I remember all the channels that ever took the time to shout me out, and I would have never reached the 1,000 subscriber goal, without those people. So anyway, if I can offer a little help to your channels, guys, that's all that matters. So anyway, guys, I really have no idea when I'm going to be heading back to Alberta once they start allowing people to move back in, because even when they do start allowing people to back in, there's still a lot of cleanup left to do. So I don't know when my workplace is going to be going full tilt. So during the time I'm going to be home, I'm going to try to get a few videos made, and I really want to try to get a how to complete video done, because they can be some of the toughest videos for me to make, because they do because they do take up a lot of time. But I really want to get one done while I'm home, and I already got the game picked out that I'm going to do. But I'll leave it a secret for now until I actually get the video made, and I'm actually just about finished writing the script for it. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this channel. I'll be back for a few weeks, so look forward to some new content from me. So as always, guys, take care, and I wish you nothing but the best. Later.